thing. To say something has value. To who? Right? To who? Who says it has value? I was just thinking about this as we were worshiping. What do we value? What has worth? What is of worth to us? You know, I was thinking about Jane. Jane, she likes to go out and collect rocks, and she's got, according to her husband, about 2.5 tons worth of agates. Is that agates, right? About 2.5 tons. I mean, he's had to reinforce the floor numerous times just to keep the house from collapsing. And she comes and she'll show them to me sometimes. And she'll be like, this one's worth $500. This one's worth $1,000. And I'm like, really? Because I got a friend of mine, seriously, this is true, I got a friend of mine, Jane, he's got one like this big that just sits right in front of his door. He uses it to prop his door open once in a while. Exactly. I mean, I told him, I said, that thing could be worth a fortune. You could buy a car. And he's like, really? Where do I sell it? Now there's the rub, right? How do you sell it? Just because somebody says something is worth an immense amount of money does not make it worth an immense amount of money. Something is only worth what others are willing to pay for it. You know, we've been told for 2 generations that a diamond, right, is a highly valuable, something that's sought after, rare, and highly valuable. And then we find out that actually there's tons of them. Diamonds are everywhere. I mean, really, they're not actually worth that much. And now they can actually make them in just a real diamond. They can make it in a lab. And all of a sudden you're looking at it going, I'm not seeing it. I could buy this one. Yeah, it was made in the lab, still a diamond. It's just $39. Or I could buy this one and it's, $8,000. How do we ascribe value to things? What has value? Now, for me, personally, and Mel really got me thinking about this morning as she's reading this psalm. The psalmist writes this because he genuinely believes that God is the most precious, most valuable thing on the planet. For me, I've lived my life, I've given my life because I believe, I've given God my life because I believe that I can't hold, Ben said it, I can't hold anything back. He deserves everything that I have. Every moment of every day, everything I possess, everything. He is of greater value. Of greater value. Jesus actually makes this point when he says, what would it benefit you if you gained the whole world? If I could give you the whole world, but it costs you your soul. See, what do you really value? Some people aren't here this morning because they valued an extra hour of sleep. Or they had plans to, go to the cafe for breakfast. I don't know. What do you really value? What really matters? What do you prize above everything else? That's really the question. And when it comes to worship, we worship God because in our hearts, in our minds, He has value. He is the most valuable thing. That's why we worship Him. Amen. Well, you can go ahead and be seated. It's good to see you this morning. Thank you for coming out and worshiping with us today. I trust you had a good week. For me, I don't want to go into detail on this, but it was a bit of a challenging week. Have you ever, you're living your life and things just seem to not be going your way? They seem to be everything seems to maybe be falling apart. Your car breaks down, your washer quits washing, that sort of thing. What's really tragic is when something happens, you get your tax return, right? You get your tax return back and you're like, woo, $3,000, and the transmission goes out on your car. And you're like, woo. I had so many other plans for that. And that's the way that, sometimes life can be. Present those types of challenges. I had a situation this last week where I realized, and again, I'm only sharing this because I want to illustrate something. I realized I had been robbed. Yeah, I was robbed. And that didn't feel good. The money that was stolen was significant. It wasn't even really mine. Don't worry, it wasn't the church's. But it belonged to our ministry, and it was stolen. And, my first, other than to know that you will restore what the enemy steals. That's all we can do. But your attitude